I like that. Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome. This is Mary, of course, Divine Destiny Publishing CEO and founder, and a soul mastery advisor. And I am so lucky to be spending a lot of time with my friends this week. You're going to see me live a lot, but today I'm blessed to be with my near dear soul sister friend, who is CEO and founder of Moon Goddess Publishing. Abigail Minsa Bonsu is here to share with us today. She has two phenomenal projects that she is working on. One of them is a multi-author book titled Oracle, and the second one is the Book of Activations. And the reason why we're here to do this together today, because we know that this is about collaboration. We know that everything we came here to do as publishers is about getting these stories, getting these lights uncovered, and shining out as much truth as possible in the time that we get to breathe here, which truly is short. However, I think that Abigail and I both know that this lifetime just leads to the ascended lifetime. So it's not like we're going anywhere too far. Abigail, thanks for being here with me on this wonderful Wednesday. So we're going to talk about your book. So tell us a little bit about these book titles that you have, and tell us from your own frequency, because that's what we want to know.
Yeah. And my little one, you might hear him in the background. Hi, baby, what's up? Yeah, go play. I'm gonna talk over here, okay? What? So, well, first I want to say thank you for having me. I was really looking forward to that. I just enjoy talking to you, being in your energy, freaking abundant, majestic, gorgeous energy of yours. Love it. So, with the two books, the way it dropped in, actually, the first book that dropped in was Oracle. And it dropped in as a past life vision. And it showed me the many past lives that I've been an oracle in. And then it brought me into the physical, like the here and now. And it's like, how does that translate to here? And I was like, okay, Oracle, okay, I like that, but what is it about? It's like, what is this whole thing about? And what it comes down to is that it's time for women to remember this ancient part of themselves, this ancient deep knowing is ready to be awakened within them. And through the journey of, the contributors who have already stepped into this book, I realized that not a lot of people call themselves oracle, because the definition back in those days was completely different from what it is today, like how we define an oracle today. And so part of this book is redefining who you are as an oracle, and you being comfortable with however you choose to share that gift. It's not about the name, it's about the empowerment behind it. Are you comfortable saying that I am a powerful being who has an inner knowing, and I can channel and download powerful messages that shift our reality and heal humanity and inspire and empower? That's all I care about. And that is what this book is about. So you're going to see within it stories of, well, first, the first part is, the stories of the contributors. How did they know that they were oracles? How did they, figure out that they start to, when did that start? The channeling, the messages, and how did they start to use it? And then the rest of the chapter is just pure channeling. They're going to tune in, and it's part of the container. When you step in, they're going to tune in, and they're going to receive messages that we need at this time to do exactly that: empower, inspire, heal, uplift humanity. So I'm really excited about that. And the second book, of course, that came in probably like 2 weeks after the first book. I was very content. I was like, oh yeah, Oracle, that's all we're going to focus on. And, like last year I did just one book. I was very content, one at a time, we're good. And Book of Activations dropped in. I was like, okay, I like it, but okay, so should I do it afterwards? And I heard, no, the two need to come out together. And the Book of Activation is exactly what the name says. It is a book filled with activations of many kinds. So activation of wealth, activation of the divine feminine power, activation of more light within you, activation of joy. And of course, these codes that will end up being in the book are dependent on the contributors who are called to contribute into the book. But what I see this book as is a book of light. Just by touching it, you're getting these blessings, you're getting activated. What I love about it is that you get to grab the book and tune in and say, okay, what is it that I need to move through a challenge or go to that next level or open up more, whatever the intention is. And then intuitively turn to a page and boom, here's your activation, right? It's incredible. Yeah, it's incredible. It's like you have access to a Bible of activation, like you can make an appointment and get, an activation from me or, someone that you work with. But now it's like you can keep this book right next to your bed. And it just, there's nothing like it. I know you've experienced powerful books like that, where just by it being in your vibration, it boosts you up. And this is what I'm creating with not just the book of activations, but also Oracle as well. Actually, my whole publishing house, the purpose of it, which is coming in through very clearly this year, is to create portals of light seeding into the world. So yeah.
I love that word portal, but you know what keeps coming through too? So as Abigail's sharing, like activations, just like for me, I'm in a high time right now of being activated by Hathor, right? So I feel like it kind of too could be like that. I know people out there that are listening to this right now. I know you've been activated to your Mary Magdalene energy, or to your Mother Mary, or to your Kuan Yin, or to your White Buffalo. I know it's all Sophia codes, but this book of activations feels just like that to me, the way you're talking about it. Because here I am like, shoot, I should perhaps my story of how I've just been activated to Hathor today.
Yes.
Yes. Because it's real. These daydreams that we experience, if you ask me, and this is my personal opinion, but it's my belief, these daydreams are the truest experiences of our life. Yes. They are the truth. It's not all the bullshit that is outside of us. It's these visions that we get, these ideas that move through us, that we've been scared to talk about, right? Until the divine feminine Christ consciousness was like, oh, here I am, women.
Exactly. And, I love that you mentioned the Sophia code, because, one of the powerful times in my life was when I was in the mystery schools, because we got activated every freaking week. I was in the mystery school for more than 3 years, and every freaking week getting activated, after a while, you are operating in your purest divine self. Like the more activations are supposed to bring in more light so that you can break through the bullshit, the illusions, all the crap that is like caked on you that's preventing you from really experiencing what you came here to experience. Activations come in, go into your DNA and activate the part of you that make up your highest potential so that you can express it with ease, right? I mean, that's the simplest way to define an activation. I'm bringing light into your human form to break through anything that is not you and activate the true strands of who you really are. Like,
so delicious. I've been hearing it all week too, that authenticity stepping forward. And for me personally, I don't need to have any boundaries. I'm in my most authentic form. And so the only things that actually show up or that entertain my presence are that which of the ascended type. That nothing on the three-dimensional platform. I know there's a lot of things going on that three-dimensional platform right now that are creating division in some of the most powerful spiritual people I know. And
don't get me started on that.
We're beyond that.
And
we're above that.
Yeah.
We're above that.
I talked a little bit about this in my energy forecast this week. I kind of saw that coming because we've been hearing the divine feminine is rising, the divine feminine, and it's kind of become a hype. But no, but I don't feel like people really sit to, I know, but like most people don't really sit to say or to feel into what does that even mean? What does that look like? And I feel like at this time we're really being challenged to step in. The divine feminine is like, it's not a goddess who's gonna pop in and be like, hey, here I am, let's do this. No, it's like you are rising. The divine feminine within you is rising. And when you tune into that, it's like, what does that mean? Oh my gosh, I'm rising as a woman. I'm rising. What does that mean? What does that look like? What am I going to continue to tolerate? What will I not tolerate? And how can I come together with other women and activate more of this divine feminine essence and light and magnificence in this world? This is exactly where we are, and it's going to challenge us. I feel it. But I also see the other side of it where it's like, oh God, thank you. Thank you. Because our generations, these girls that are growing, our babies who are growing, they get to experience something totally different. And that's why we're doing the work that we're doing right now. That's why we're being challenged the way we're being challenged
and I
right
feel
now.
like things that are happening external to us right now, especially, because the divine feminine has risen, we're going to, the 3D energy, third dimensional energy is going to reflect to us things that are going to want to pull us back in, right? And that's exactly what I feel like is going on. We've risen. We don't have to separate ourselves and pick a side on that platform. We have to come together and rise. And does it sound like I'm saying ignore it? Absolutely it does. We're higher than that. That I love this book of activations.
It's going to be, it's just perfect timing. The more I tune into the energy of these two books, the more I realize how perfectly it's placed, like with everything that's coming up and then how it's coming into boost. How powerful the portals of multi-author books that we create is, and they are all very intentional. And so I'm really excited to see the birth of these two books and what it does into in our consciousness and in the world.
I'm glad that you reminded me of that, because you're exactly right, Abigail. These projects pull you in. So if there's a niggle in you right now, but you feel like I don't write, or there always is going to be the I don't, right? Feminine Christ consciousness is rising. Guess what you're going to see on the 3D platform? We're going to see a bunch of shit that's going to try to pull our rights away, right?
Yep.
Because why? Because they're trying to pull us back down. That's the only reason, right? They can show us whatever they want. Same thing. These niggles, these ideas in us, these things that tell us we're not enough. If you hear those are the callings to step forward. Those are the it's time to step forward. Even with Oracle too, like it's time to put aside all this and feel what you feel when you hear about these invitations. These multi-author book portals are amazing. Now you can jump in and you can reject it, because I've seen that in some of my portals, or you can jump in and you can receive every single gift that these amazing experiences have to offer. The elevation of your authority, the elevation of your prosperity, the elevation of your voice. It all happens unless you try to hide.
The funny thing is that most of the women in, most of the people in the Oracle are also in the Book of Activations. And let me tell you this, they are women that you would not, like, if we were waiting for them to step into the spotlight, we would be waiting for a long time. And so this is like, this was a challenge for them, but they said yes immediately. The first one that said yes, I was like, whoa, you are doing it. And even now she's like, you keep challenging me, but she is out now. She's sharing her message, and I'm like, your messages, your power, your gift, your soul gifts, like they should never be hidden. And now she's seeing the impact as she's sharing it with more people. And so all these women, they're like, I would never have done it, but I heard the call and I had to say yes and trust that I would be held, that everything will flow accordingly. And they are blossoming. The books haven't even come out yet, and they're already blossoming within the container and also in their own containers that are being created through this activations.
And that's too, your yes to something. It's not like that old stuff. Like you said yes, and here's the 3 pieces that you said yes to. These spiritual yeses, these universal yeses, and I'm telling you, anybody that says yes to a multi-author book, and I don't care if you've done one and you said, I didn't get these results, it's because you didn't allow yourself to keep going up in the portal.
Bingo.
You can jump in and give up, like I said, or you can jump in with your yes, your universal yes, and you can watch life magnetize every desire that you hadn't even said out loud. You can watch it move towards you. And I am a living, Abigail is too. We are living examples of this. And, I just feel like I need to share that more and more. And these particular books, that's what they're really calling in. They're calling in your universal yes. Every one of you watching this, I know when you see it, if you come across it, you've been activated to something. And we think that it's insignificant. We think that I can't tell people about that. We bring shame to that idea. We take it and we're kind of little children about it, but we don't share it. We're supposed to share it. If you've been blessed enough to be activated, you have to share that story. It's your responsibility.
I love that. And Mary, like we are very blessed to be in the community of publishers who are heart-centered that way. And so the books that we're creating are that potent, and I get it because I've talked to people who are like, oh, I've done this before. It was not really exciting. It's just like, I just gave my chapter and we publish it and boom. But we know because we've done the work, and even the woman who trained us is as powerful and potent, intentional, like that. So what we're creating, like we're not here to just, it's not another business gimmick. We have a reason. We have a powerful purpose behind this. And it's to get people's authentic, true stories out there because we know the power behind stories and what it can do.
It's changing the world. It is changing the world. You can believe it or you don't. But it is. I'm seeing it every day. Abigail, tell us the top 3 women that are the top 3 people that you're pulling in for these. Tell me who they are.
Yes. So let's start with Oracle. In Oracle, I am calling in the woman who has the ability to tune into the divine. So I'm not going to call you the Oracle. It's just you have to have the gift of tuning into the divine, having the patience to receive it, and then write it down or speak about it. These are the women that I'm calling in. If you are, like nervous about it, like, oh my gosh, what if we all go through that. All of us oracles channels, we all go through, because the messages that come through us, they're not us. So of course we're like, are they even going to receive this? Don't worry about that. If you're meant to be in this book, you will feel that pull so strong because that is the vortex we're working with. And I want you to trust. You have to say the sacred yes, and you need to trust all of the people who've already stepped in. The moment they said yes and stepped in, secured did the investment, it's like it just like downloaded. It just like literally downpour. And you're like, yep, I'm done. I didn't know that much. I didn't know what's going to come through. So the woman who is in tune with the divine, whose channel is open and will allow the messages, the sacred coded messages that humanity needs at this time to come through. With the book of activation, I'm looking for both men and women who are activators. So, whether it's through light language, whether it's through sound, whether it's through arts, I don't care how you activate humanity. All I care about is that you share your gift to activate more of humanity's light and greatness, because that's what we need more of. So if you're being called to that, there's a reason for that, to show up however way you activate and come share it in this book, because there's someone who needs your magic.
That's so powerful. I too went through a time where I questioned what God, source, divine, universe told me who I was. I too went through that time. We all go through that time, but who are we really? That's what we hide behind. Am I really who they say I am? You bet your sweet ass you are. You bet. You absolutely bet that you are. We think that we come up with all these thoughts, right?
Oh God, yeah.
I can't wait to see who shows up for this. Is there anything else, Abigail, that you want to share? We're going to put, is there a link to apply, or tell us a little bit more? We're going to put this in the comments here shortly.
And actually, I can send you the direct link, but if you're listening and you want to jump, you can just go to my website, moongoddessacademy.com. And the main homepage, there's a little, what do you call it? A
banner
there. That you can click on and it'll take you on there, but I'll send you the direct link. So they will send you right to that page. Your work is important. I know you've been very comfortable, this far, sharing it with your community, with the people that you've been comfortable with. But right now, you're being invited to expand, because your gift wasn't meant for just 100 or the 1,000 that you've been working with. It is meant for so many more people. And being in these sacred containers like that allows you to expand and reach more people who need your magic. But it requires you to have faith and trust. All you have to do is say yes and watch the universe hold you through the rest. I've seen this happen over and over and over with working with my clients. So if you're nervous, it's okay. Bring that nervousness. We got you. You're doing this together. You're walking this journey, not by yourself. You're not just coming in to drop in your chapter and leave. This is a community who walk with each other, who celebrate each other, who uplift each other, who get to know each other. Like, this is a powerful thing that we're continuously offering you. So when you're being called, trust, say yes, and watch what else opens up for you. It's a huge blessing.
It certainly is. I love that. And I have to bring humor in because they always ask me to. I broke my toe just a few days ago. This is not going to be the longest story that I've ever told, but I am a storyteller. But she keeps saying trust. And so what I learned, I did not break my left pinky toe, but what I want to share with you is that symbolizes trust. So give your left pinky toe some love, right? And ask your left pinky toe if it's time to jump in. Serious as a heart attack. I broke my right pinky toe. I've kicked dumbbells on the floor for over 20 years. I've been in fitness. And finally, something cracked, right? And that toe, the right pinky toe, are you ready for this? This is how I think. This is how I lead. This is how I love. Is the toe of abundance and prosperity. And when I read that, I said, heavens, yes. I finally broke the glass.
You broke through.
And all the limiting beliefs, all the past ancestral cords of my right and will to receive abundance and prosperity. So if you're struggling with trust, nurture your left pinky toe.
Oh, no, I love that, because this is a journey that I'm going through. And I know we've talked about this before, but the breaking through that cords and, vows and all of that, we're doing this now so that our children and their children can choose something else that's better. We're saying, no, it stops with me. It cannot continue. And my ancestors have been coming in a lot because I've been doing a lot of these. I mean, I've been doing these for a long time, but it's like you get to a different stage and it's like, okay, I'm ready to chop this up. I'm done. It does not continue. It stops now. and we do this because we want a better future. We want to create something
Like,
better.
yeah,
Yeah.
for our family, for our children, but for our clients, for people that are ready to break their pinky toe. Don't break your
Yes.
pinky toe, but that want to break through. We've done our work. We do our work every day. I know
Yeah.
Abigail, she's a soul sister of mine. I know what kind of work we're doing every day. Why do you have to do it daily? Because the programming is deep.
Yes.
We're talking about ancestral programming and being able to know that we've broken through that. Because I know you've broken through a lot too. I had to break a toe to really anchor into the idea that it's done. It is done.
It's done. It is done.
Come play with Abigail. I might have to go play with Abigail. So we'll make sure that we put a link at least to your website, Abigail, into the comments for these people that are ready to jump in and learn more. Feel free to reach out to Abigail. I'm sure she doesn't mind if you pop into her messenger. If you have a question, if you have a question for me, or you please don't hesitate. That's why we're here. We are here to share the voices and victories of the world.
Yes.
Mm.
Mm.
Anyway, sometimes you just receive that, you just receive it. Thank you, Abigail. Thanks for linking arms and being alongside of me through this publishing journey, but more so through this expansive ascension that we've said to each other a long time ago that we hold hands through. Thank you.
Thank you for having me, and thank you. Yeah. Let's do this. Let's continue,
Done.
Mama.
It is
do
time.
this.
All right, friends, if you're ready to share, reach out. That's what we're doing here. We are changing the world one story at a time. And we are cracking hearts open so that the very truth of life is revealed. Yes. All right. We'll talk to you soon, everyone. Thanks so much. Bye.